Okay, so we've only got a limited period of time. So what we shall do, we were going to talk about, is Arteta's criticism, justified? But what we shall do, we'll go down memory lane. All right. So part 2 of the centre backs. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with Gabe's because we ended on you with Squadron Mustafi.
Okay. Yep.
So what do you think of Squadron Mustafi?
I think Squadron Mustafi has not lived up to the billing that he came with.
I'll agree with you on that one. I'll buy that for $1.
I think he's...
That's an understatement.
I'm being kind. I'm not really in Lord Vader mode after yesterday's performance. But yeah, the sooner he goes, the better. I think it's better all round. He'll probably go somewhere else and turn into the player that he should have been.
Well, he's trying to go, and we're not letting him.
Yeah, I didn't understand the club offering him a bloody contract. Just say no, thanks for your time. And I'm glad somebody in that negotiation had the common sense to turn down the contract, which was Mustafi.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Somebody was the
I didn't
adult
see
in
that
the
coming.
room.
I really didn't see that coming.
At least he was the adult in the room.
So what happened was, I think host Fahmi has stepped down, or he's been sacked. Our chief negotiator who used to handle the contract, and Edu took the job on. So I'm really worried that Edu's the guy who actually offered him a contract.
Well, whatever it is,
whatever it was, he declined.
Yeah, Mustafi's turned it down.
Thank you, Mustafi,
Mustafi,
for that. Your services to Arsenal.
Okay, so now would you like to add anything else?
No,
to the Mustafi court.
No, there's nothing further to add to Mustafi's file.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna flick a name up and land on Solskjaer Campbell. Right, so Sol, 135 appearances in his first stint from 2001 to 06. And then he had another stint playing 11 games in 2010. So, who's that over the hill? Is it a Spud? No. Is it a Toffee?
Double.
No. Is it a Saint? No. It's Super Sol.
So
On a
Campbell
free.
has won the double.
It's Super Soul on a free.
Da, 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 da.
And those clowns from the lane have won fuck all again. And so Campbell has won the double.
So Campbell, are you going to stay at White Lane?
Hell no, that's for losers.
Yeah, I'm staying. And then what happened the following week?
Yeah, so we all remember that summer of speculation. Is he going to go Liverpool? Is he going to go abroad? And then we saw him coming over the hill. Remember, Bri?
What a signing.
Who's that coming over the hill with Wenger in the distance?
Yeah.
It's Sol Campbell. Yes. So, Sol's a gooner. So, Sol is an invincible. Won 4 honours whilst he was there. He was on the 49-game unbeaten run.
Yep.
And he should know that because he was vexed with Rooney for doing a Mo Salah.
Yeah.
For doing that thing that Roy Keane thinks Man United don't do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got him sent off with that elbow?
Yeah, I remember that as well.
You know?
What was his name that played for Liverpool? Got him sent off as well. The forward. Can't remember his name. It'll come back to me.
Fowler?
So, yes. No, not a foul. Not Fowler.
Is he what nationality?
I can't remember his name. It will come to me.
Heskey?
No.
Owen?
No.
Unimportant.
Unimportant, my dear man.
Yeah.
Right, so what we saying about Solskjaer Campbell?
Quality defender. And it was it's still the most shocking Arsenal transfer ever.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember a more shocking transfer?
No, I'll tell you this much.
Yeah.
It took guts.
Huge guts, because his first game back at White Hart Lane, it was like,
Remember the effigy hanging,
the racism,
the coach getting.
That's all small potatoes.
That's
To actually see your brother in the crowd giving you abuse must have been a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was crazy.
From what I
Right?
read, I've read somewhere, that him and his brother don't speak because of that incident.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it-
All the other stuff is background noise. To actually
Exactly.
see a family member joining in with the abuse must be
Yeah.
mind blowing.
And the great thing is, without him, the invincible does not happen. Right?
Yeah.
And it was
Sole
the
heir
times-
apparent
Yeah.
to
it's
Tony Adams.
when we were used
He
to
was
be-
immense.
Yeah.
Guy was immense. Nobody could brush him. Who was that clown at West Ham who was doing
Zamora. Bobby
Zamora's-
Zamora.
The Zamora, like,
The clown.
yeah. And it was that era when Arsenal were ruthless, right? So who can we get to take us that next level, right?
I think Sol Campbell was the answer because because Tony Adams was on his way out.
Yeah.
So Sol Campbell was, the answer to our prayers.
Yeah.
Because we're thinking, bloody hell, once Captain Marvel leaves, Tony Adams leaves, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And then, he got to play alongside Adams for a spell.
Exactly.
And then just took on that mantle,
And if you
took on
remember,
that role, man.
I was watching, I remember in the Invincible season, we went away to Liverpool
Mm-hmm.
and we won with 10 men, was it?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And it was that Pires, like that brilliant goal. And that match, I remember the pressing was unbelievable. And everybody raving about Liverpool now, Man City. That team was the original pressing team,
Mm-hmm.
right? So to play like that, high up, you need defenders that are quick. And our back four was really quick,
Yeah, they were.
right? So you couldn't do that sort of game with another Tony Adams style defender.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to improve his back four to fit the new Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's great sign. I think one of Wenger's best signings, and when he retired, we haven't replaced him at all
Oh, we have now.
for years
All hail Gabriel.
until now. It's a long way to go,
Yes.
but yeah,
So
great signing.
I think we've pretty much said what we can say on Solskjaer Campbell, Super Soul Campbell.
Yeah,
So we're going to throw another name up, and it's going to land on his defensive partner, Kolo Touré. Give me Kolo Touré. Kolo Touré.
Nico Lottori.
Right, so 225 appearances, 5 honours from 2002 to 2009. So Kolo Touré, a midfielder converted into a right back, left back,
To a
Then-
centre back. Yeah,
to a centre back.
fantastic.
The crazy story what Ray Parlour tells of him
He-
taking out
When
Arsene
he
Wenger.
cleaned out the manager.
Yeah, and him thinking that he would never get into the Arsenal team because of what he thought was a shocking trial
Yeah,
because he took out Arsene Wenger.
the manager got carried off.
And then he got, the manager said, I'm having some of that. You're staying, son.
One stretcher for Wenger.
He said, you're staying, son. Then he's like Sol. He's an invincible. He went on a 49-game unbeaten run.
Unbelievable.
However, when he caught that bout of malaria, his powers
His superpowers
Yeah,
deserted him.
Yeah,
left him.
yeah.
And he wasn't the same. And then especially with the partnership he had with William Gallas, it just wasn't the same. It
just
was
not
very
right.
calamitous.
Yeah, he came back.
Unbalanced.
He came back like Gus Caesar.
Oh my
Bit harsh.
days. That's harsh.
Bit harsh, Gabs.
That's harsh.
He left as Kolo Touré and reappeared as Gus Caesar.
Or Coco the Clown.
Sebastian Scalacci.
Colo the
yeah?
Clown.
No, yeah. So listen. Is the one of those players where I'm not sure how Wenger used to produce these kind of players. Plucked him out of nowhere, converted him and reconverted him several times,
Mm-hmm.
and finally came out, as a amazing defender.
Oh, Wenger had the magic touch then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So
He did.
His partnership, and I think
All hell
as
arson
well, because
around that time.
sometimes you need those partnerships, because when Sol Campbell was out of the picture, not just with them hilarious, it's just that you need a partner that you trust, right? And I don't think you can trust certain, Sandros or William Gallas. They're too similar.
But it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think what a great signing, man.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
What a great signing.
Kolo was a great player. Quick, I remember seeing him at Fulham. I went with the kids to watch them at Fulham, and I had to sit in the Fulham end because I was working for Fulham at the time as a coach, and we got some tickets. Luckily, it was for the Arsenal game, so I was in the Fulham end, and he went in for a 50-50 shoulder barge with Luis Boa-Morte. Luis Boa-Morte was, he was a big guy. You don't realise how big these guys are until you see them in the flesh.
Yeah.
And he sent him flying.
He sent Peter Schmeichel
He sent
flying.
him flying. I was like, man.
This guy, Kolo Touré, was strong because he sent Peter Schmeichel flying.
Yeah.
And no one does that to Schmeichel. So this guy, like you said,
And
he was
What I
robust.
loved about him, one last thing. What I loved about him is not just right back. Remember, Wenger used him in midfield. He turned up all across back four. Wherever he put him, he'll play and he will give 110%.
Mhm.
Unbelievable sign.
I'll say one thing, the Touré brothers have done well for themselves.
Yeah, they have.
Fantastically.
They were fantastic players, man.
Isn't he with Rodgers now at
Yeah, Leicester. Yeah.
He
Kolo?
took
Yeah,
him
I saw him the
everywhere.
other day.
What, as a coach?
Yeah.
He's on a coaching staff.
Yeah, he
Oh, fantastic.
had him at Liverpool, he had him at Celtic.
City. He was at
Takes him,
City,
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to see it. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can get a few more black players to actually become managers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the next
That's
step.
another
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the next step. Okay, so I'm going to throw the name up again, and it's going to land on Johan Giroud. So, 86 appearances, no honours. Came to us in 2004, left in 2014.
Wow,
Just
10
like
years.
his compatriot, Senderos,
Yep.
Swiss international, came with a lot of promise.
Didn't have a lot of injuries as well.
Didn't have a lot of injuries, but he didn't deliver. Just like Senderos, didn't deliver. And remember those two at the back, young and had, young, fresh, had all the attributes, but just didn't really deliver on a consistent basis.
That was Wenger's
That was Wenger's plan.
problem there, right there. He'd play Senderos and Giroud, and it's like between the two of them, they had no experience.
Yeah.
Which just led to how can you football is one job where you can't learn on the job.
Yeah.
Football is a proper apprenticeship. You
Exactly,
need to learn. You need somebody to teach you the skills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need to play alongside someone who's going to
Giroud
teach you
wasn't
the ropes, show you
terrible.
the ropes.
He wasn't terrible. Arsenal fans, they will slag off people like Sagan and Giroud and all those type of players. But these players did not have a foundation, right? No protection in midfield. Ever since he sold Gilberto, there was no holding player.
Mm-hmm.
He used to
Oh, we
play
had
Ganilson. Like, it was crazy midfield. Ganilson right next to Fabregas.
Songs
Who's going to
for
protect
another
the
day.
who will protect the back four,
Mhm.
right? So he never had a foundation, and like you said, where was that experienced player to actually show him how to defend? None.
Yeah, Wenger was losing his marbles then.
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
beginning. That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
It was
all the
amazing how
experiments.
we managed to get top four in those days. It was
I think
unbelievable.
if Mikel Arteta got a hold of these players, I think he could get something out of them.
Yeah.
They weren't bad players.
They weren't
just,
bad players.
They just had no guidance.
No defensive nous about them.
Yeah.
So, right. So we're coming towards the end of the show. So we've only got we've got room for one more.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to break it into the third part 3,
Absolutely.
next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one I'm going to throw up, I'm going to throw the name and it's going to land on William Gallas. Right. So Mr. Gallas, 101 appearances, no honours, came in 2006 and left 10. 2010. So Gallas got given a captain's armband. And I think our memorable moment of Gallas is when he sulked.
I think
When Birmingham City, we gave a penalty, we considered a penalty, and he went off and trudged off on the sidelines and sulked.
Didn't he sit on the pitch?
Yeah, I think you know what? I think you have to put that in context. I think what happened, he just saw
Let himself down.
One of his players almost had his leg cut off, right?
What, the Eduardo challenge?
The Eduardo incident,
But
right?
that
and that season really hurt because
wasn't that's
that the
got
year
nothing
that we
to do
were chasing the
title.
Chasing title, yeah.
But that's got nothing to do with the incident.
But the thing about him is that if he was a certain other player, that would be spun. And look how much he cares. Look at the passion. Look, this is a real captain, right? But the whole thing was turned around because I think that was used to take the focus away from the criminal actions of who was that guy who broke his leg? I can't remember. He's nobody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was the story of the game. Is that
we know that, but
and they said, "Oh, Wenger, how could you say that about a defender? He didn't have a bad bone in his body and all that." But I was fed up in that game because the whole story came, oh, look, Arsenal falling apart. This is your captain. This is how much he's hulking. It was rubbish.
But
he was a good defender. And again, he was the right player at the wrong time.
For me, do you want to say something, Lord Vader?
I think I'm not a fan of William Gallas. I don't think he did anything wrong, but I think we ended up with the short straw out of that deal.
Thank you.
We gave Chelsea a world-class player and we got
I agree there.
a less than world-class player in return, and we're still suffering the consequences of that deal to this day.
Thank you.
And Chelsea are just about, Chelsea felt the benefits of that deal for over 15 years.
Yeah, they got huge leg up.
Yeah.
They got huge leg up. And
I think that for me is why I dislike Gallas, because of what we gave up to get him.
Yeah, we should be keeping Ashley Cole and signing him.
That just really still after all. When was that? 2003?
2005.
2005? Man, that still rankles me. We're like 15 years later. And
it must have been 06, isn't it? Because that's when Gallas come and that was the swap deal. So it must have been 06. Yeah.
Still rankles with me. It
still
just annoys me to hell.
Okay, so we're going to have to cut it there. I'll give my thoughts on Gallas next week in part 3's Back Down Memory Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, Brian, if you're listening, whenever you're ready, come and join us. So we're going to give quick predictions of the game. So the game against Moldova, I expect 3 goals to go in. You, Jam?
Who are we playing?
What's their name? Molda.
Yeah. I'm expecting. I want to see 5 goals.
5 goals. Okay, Lord Vader.
I think we will get. We're at home, so I think 4-0.
4-0. Okay, Villa's game. I'm going 3-1.
It's gonna be a tough game. I think it's gonna be a 2-1
mm-hmm.
to us.
I'm going for
because they will come ready.
I'm going for a 3-1.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been listening to the Magic Hat Show where you have me, Lee, Jam, and Gabs, Lord Vader. Okay, we have to love and leave you one and all. So we are going to give you the handle before we go, which is
Magic Hat Jam.
Okay, and you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Magic Hat Show. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Magic Hat Show. You're going to be played out by that tune. But what I'm going to do is say, we're going to party hard. Yes, we're going to party hard.